Hi everyone, welcome back to Eclectic. Alu, I'm so happy that you're here, that you subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. This helps my channel grow and spread the news about well-being, health, self-care, mental health and all that. And I'm very, very grateful for that. But today I wanted to answer a few questions that you guys left in the comments. I love when I see your questions because those are great questions that sometimes I really want to answer them, like write everything what I think about those questions, and then I compose myself and I think, okay, I should film a video about these questions because they are so great and interesting, and so that's what I'm doing today. So I have a Spanish-speaking channel and this one, and I gathered these questions from both channels. So this one goes like this: if they hoover you, is it immediately after they discard you? Like this person thought that it was only right after the discard, right? And it's not like that. They can hoover you anytime, like 20 years from now, 15 years from now, next week, tomorrow, whatever, whenever, it's not necessarily right after the discard. Some people use a different word, but it's hoovering, it's the same thing. So it could be at any point in time. But the next question was, do they hoover only primary sources of supply, or they hoover secondary sources of supply as well? And to that I answer, it could be any type of supply, anything that stands, that looks like supply, they will hoover back. It doesn't necessarily have to be the primary source of supply. So if it's a relationship, like a romantic relationship, there's maybe the primary source is it could be the wife or the husband, and the secondary could be friends or business co-workers, or another person that guy is cheating the primary source with, or that girl is seeing somebody else and all that. So and they can hoover both. It depends, like the main thing here is that it depends on the supply level that they have at the moment, because remember, they think everybody is supply, sort of, we are like objects to them. They think in terms of what they can get out of us. This is where Sam Wagning comes in very handy. He has a YouTube channel and he's a psychologist, and he said that he was diagnosed with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, clinically twice, and he's very self-aware, so he wrote a book about this, and he's the one that elaborated on the subject. And so he says that they think in terms of narcissistic supply, and that there could be good quality narcissistic supply, like the person is attractive, intelligent, empathetic, very empathetic, gullible, very vulnerable. It's a good target, right? Very easily, it's easy for them to abuse. That's how they think, right? Very, very, it's so cold, but it's like how they feel, like that. It's like not the feel, they think like that and they live like that. And so people are this supply. And then there's fake supply, which I didn't know about this, but I learned this from him, and he says that there's fake supply. He says like people that are close to them because they want something out of them, or manipulating them, or that's fake supply, which is not good. So that's not good enough to eat that supply. Like it's not good to, it's not fulfilling for them, right? But the gullible person, the one that is naive, the one that is intelligent, that's much better. And if it's attractive, the person much better. So that's great supply. So and then there's the low, what he called it, and then there's the low grade, very narcissistic, even the name, sorry, but low grade narcissistic supply, he calls that people that are not intelligent enough for them, or they see them as not enough good supply because they cannot idealize them, right? So they re-idealize you. When they hoover you, That's another thing that you have to keep in mind, is that when they hoover you, they are re-idealizing all sources of supply. They are re-idealizing you, so the cycle of abuse restarts, right? Don't forget, this is just, they are starting the cycle of abuse again and again and again. That's how it goes. So don't forget that, okay? They are in it because they will restart the cycle of abuse. They will idealize you, and then they will start to devalue you again and criticize you, and then they will discard you again. And so that's how it goes. And they are constantly re-idealizing all sources of supply, because they get bored and they easily get like, okay, the very quality that they found attractive, like they really find attractive, they need to idealize you in a sense, right? So they really feel for a moment that maybe naivety or your empathetic way of being, or your kindness, that's what they don't have, and they find it attractive in you. They will start to resent that same quality. They will start to resent it, and that's when they start devaluing you, okay? One thing that it's very important about this is that narcissists will go back to old sources of supply whenever the current ones, the ones that they have at their disposal right now, they are not working out for them. Like, they are not getting anything out of it, and they are not getting good supply, so they will go back to old sources of supply. And so that's very important to know. So it all depends on the supply that they have at the moment, and if it's good enough, and if it's not good enough, then they will go back to old sources of supply. That's hoovering. One more thing is they would do different. Everything could be considered as a hoover, negative or positive, because in a positive way they will be trying to get in contact with you, insisting on that. Like, if you don't pay attention to those messages or your text, they will go back and go back until they get what they want, because it's all about their control and controlling you and winning a game. Sort of like they are in a game, but you don't know you're in the game, right? But they are winning a game, supposedly, like they want to get you back, and then they will discard you. That sick game that they play. And so it's there's this part that it could be in a positive way, and when they see that there's no response from you, it'll turn into a bad. It could be bad hoovering, like it could be negative, like threats, a lot of emails, like threatening you because you're not answering, or sending people through smear campaigns, and that's negative hoovering too. So they can get narcissistic supply from positive things and from negative things. So any interaction that you give them, good or bad, is good for them. That's why we use the gray rock technique, and that's why we tend to present ourselves as boring and with no emotions or nothing that is interesting here for you. I'm not giving my power to you, never again. That's what you need to run in your head. Like, I'm not giving my power to you again because I'm important. I deserve to be calm and enjoy life, and not be entangled in your drama and your neediness and your pity ploys. They are very much victims all the time. Like, they present themselves as victims, and that's how they hook you many times, because empaths love and thrive on helping people, which is great, but we need to learn to direct that to people that really deserve this, right? Not people that are black holes that will suck your whole life. There's nothing you can do about that. So redirect your love and your light and your energy to people that really deserve this, okay? Like, I know you have all this in you, because empaths are like that, and they tend to put others first and always try to never betray them and be there for them and help them and never stop helping people. But that's not something that is real. That's what you learn after it. I think after relationships like this, you learn that not everybody deserves and wants even to be helped. Really, deserves sounds so harsh, like doesn't sound good, but it's the truth. These people don't really want your help. They don't really wanted. What they want is the interaction, you know. You suffering is great for them. You being constantly worried about them is perfect. So that's not humanly possible, okay? So yeah, I think those are the questions. Oh, then I got another question that asked me, how do I resist this temptation of going back to them? So there's a lot of things going on. Your chemistry in the brain, which maybe you're going through a traumatic bond still, like the trauma bond, and that's one thing. And then what I mean by this is be nice to yourself, be compassionate to yourself, because you're going through the traumatic bond. Those hoovering attempts are not good for that, of course. No contact is great. So, and then you're going through this confusion, this cognitive dissonance that keeps you completely confused, and it's completely normal as well after dealing with abusive people. So be compassionate with yourself, and it's okay, you know, sometimes you give in and there's nothing you can do about it, but you must please try to not do that, because understand that that's not good for you, because that will take you back, like way back in your healing process, and you will be you know, back again to the start of the healing process. So it's not very good for you to give in. So be strong, train that warrior mentality that you have, and that we've been talking about a lot about that in my videos. This warrior mentality is very much needed for dealing with abusers, any kind, any personality disorder. So if you are vulnerable to these types of people, you need to develop your self-assertiveness and your trust in yourself and your self-worth and your strength. And so self-care is a great way to do that, and therapy too. And if you need any help, please send me an email so we can talk, maybe 15 minutes online for my counseling sessions online, and that's for free, and we can talk about that. And so yeah, I would love for you to take care of yourself. Self-care is very, very important, because you're sending messages to your brain that say that you are very important and that you deserve to be treated well and nicely and with love, and you need to be treated like everybody, you know, deserves to be treated with respect. Nothing of that abuse and diminishing and devaluing and all that. No, no, no. You just learn your lesson, and from now on you don't want to, you know, nothing to do with those people, you know, not interested. Nope. That should be what you have to be very aware of, what your thoughts are in that regard. So yeah, so I will shut up now because my battery is dying, and I will see you in my next video. And I hope that if you have any questions, please let me know, send me an email, anything you want, and I will see you next week. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.